Okay guys, this is going to be problem 52 and 53 in this review. Here we go. So one thing you definitely got to make sure you know on the final is how to multiply some complex numbers together as shown. And so we're just going to brute force it here. We're going to do 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times minus I is minus 4i. Now be careful with the minus and negatives. Now we're going to do I times 4, which is a plus 4i. And then I times minus I is minus I squared. So what else do I want to remind you of is don't forget that I squared is always negative 1. Why? Because I, by definition, is the square root of negative 1. So if I square I simply get negative 1, right? Because any square root squared is a number inside. All right, so long story short, we have 16. Notice the 4 minus 4i is gone. We have no more i's. We have a minus. Be careful with the minus. And, of course, we have a negative 1. And that becomes 17. So, again, we got to know distributive property. We got to know I squared is negative 1. We always got to be careful. Whenever we minus a negative, it does become a plus. So that's 52. All right, 53, we got to know quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So here's our given problem. It's equal to 0. And so we know that our a is got to be 1. Our b has got to be negative 7, and our c is always a constant at the end, 5 in this case. And we just need to plug it in the formula. So I'm going to do the negative of b, which is negative 7, plus or minus square root. B squared is 49, 7 times 7, right? Minus 4 times our a was 1, our c was 5. And the whole thing is divided by 2 times a, which is 1. So let's see what we got. We got positive 7 plus or minus square root. Now 49, that's a 20, is 49 minus 20 is 29. And of course 2 times 1 is 2. So there's our answer. We just need to make sure we understand there's 7 plus square root of 29 over 2. But also 7 minus square root of 29 over 2. And if we look, the answer is A. So what was important about this video is make sure you know the quadratic formula. Make sure it's a quadratic equal to 0 before you try to use a quadratic formula. On this one, you better know how to distribute well. You better know that I squared is negative 1. And be careful with your minus and negative.